Well, great afternoon. I got my Endora look today. Anyway, as you know, I've just gone carnivore, and I was watching Dr. Chaffee, who is a he's a carnivore MD, okay? And he gave a talk on plants are trying to kill you. Yes, that was the actual talk. And so I wanted to do a reading on toxins in plants. And oh my goodness, I've got 6 major arcana in this reading and just 4 regular things. So what I got, what it says here, is our path. It's about the people and our path, what we're doing now, our path going now. At the center of it is the toxins, okay? The challenge is going forward, and the clarification is ending these things, ending these toxic substances. If you listen to that talk he gave, it was like, oh my God. You know, Brussels sprouts have 136 different toxins in them. I was like, oh my God. So anyway, it was a very interesting talk. And I have to say, in going carnivore, I haven't been doing it that long, but I've noticed already that the brain fog I was getting, where I just could not find words, that's already reversing. I can see already a big difference in just this short time. And the inflammation and stuff is, again, clearing up. And so, yeah, I'm going to continue this. Now, what I did last time, I tried carnivore and I couldn't do it, but I was doing mainly protein and very little fat. And you have to have really high fat. So I found out that I can do butter. Butter, I can do that. You should have a stick of butter a day. It also helps women with menopause and so many other things. Okay, so anyway, that's what I've been finding. I've been doing a lot of research on this. So the things you have to have on the carnivore is the protein. You can have any kind of a meat source. Doesn't matter, fish. Also eggs and meats, whatever meats. So that's what I've been doing, having a lot of butter. Now the one thing I am having that shouldn't probably have on this is my Wasa sourdough rye crisps. But for me, right now, because I'm taking all the heavy calcium, they want you to take some heavy fiber. They gave you something kind of a fiber laxative to bring home. Well, the rye crisps work great, and they're very, very low carb. The only thing they have in it is the rye. They don't have any wheat substances in it. It's 7 overall carbs, but the net carbs in it, you minus the 2 grams of fiber, it's got 5 carbs in it. So very low carb. And also the rye, because of it's so much high fiber, it helps to moderate my blood sugar. So that seems to be working for me really well right now. But anyway, back to the reading. So what I got was, again, our path forward when it comes to these toxic elements, and then moving forward to ending some of this. So when we come to our path forward, we look at our wish-fulfilling thing. What are we doing? Okay? What do we need to rest? What do we need to get rid of? What do we need to, look at going forward? So it says on our path we need to hold on things and take action. and use proper judgment. Use proper judgment and mentally understand what we're doing, and so we can take a very strong action. Because when it comes to the toxins, there's a lot of hidden things that we didn't know about it. And we want justice. We want to come to better health. We want to balance things. Okay? So the justice is to, in going forward, to temper, to come to balance with it, and hold on to knowledge. Okay? Hold on to that which is beneficial. Because in the end, this is the card of death or transition or endings. We need to look at the cycle, come to the end of that cycle, because things can be really destructive when it comes to what? Toxins. The toxins in vegetables. So we break this down. I didn't look to see what's underneath of it. Underneath of it, we have the things that we don't want. And we need to move forward. We need to find a way to move forward. We need to go to the experts that understand how these things work if we're going to make a radical change. Okay? So that's what it's saying. And I can only go again by my what it's doing for me, and I'm telling you, it's making a huge difference, even though I haven't been doing it for very long. So we look at this, break it down, going into it again. The major arcana is the justice, and we need to have judgment about the hidden things when it comes to these toxins, okay, in order to have a good justice, we need to understand it and then temper this to bring it to its conclusion, because it is a toxic, it is a tower moment for health. Look at all those major arcana. Is this crazy or what? Is this crazy or what? So what we have left, emotionally, we have to look at what our desires are. What is it we're buying into? Okay, mentally, then we go next to the concrete things. What are we holding on to in our world? In the concrete things. What is it that we need to end? We need to put to a rest. Okay? What is it we need to understand? And then what do we need to hold to and take action with? But I would say the reading is pretty clear, because in the center of it, it is the very toxic things, and then our path concerning it, and going forward and ending, letting go of those things. Now, for those that are vegetarians and vegans, I'm sorry. I don't mean to upset you, I wanted to do this reading for myself, to see what it said about the vegetables and Dr. Chaffee's talk that he gave about plants are trying to kill you. I have so many vegetarians and vegans come and say that, you're killing animals and you're doing this, and I go, well, what do you have against vegetables? They have feelings, they have, as well. They're also living beings, They don't like that when I say that, but it's true. If you understand, everything comes from consciousness. And it's very interesting. Oh, the major overriding thing on this too was sacrificing, and this is the difficulty. This is like the heavy wheel. Are we sacrificing our health And what we've been told for so many years is so contrary to what's being found now. Now, I can tell you again, when I went in for my surgery, my fasting blood sugar was 90. I was in the hospital for one day. It shot up to 240, and they were giving me insulin shots from one day of being in there and following their dietary prescription, which is going to kill me, okay? They physically made you order all these carbs and stuff. You have to have all these carbs, you have to have these carbs. Well, yeah, no, it converts to, especially in my body, carbs convert to sugars immediately and really elevate my blood sugar like crazy. So, you know, I'm going by what these discoveries are, and they're talking about oxalates, how it creates kidney stones, how it creates all these different things. Really amazing. Now, I had somebody on here say, oh, you can't have meat because you're going to have colon cancer. No, there was a guy that had colon cancer. They said he had 3 months to live. His doctor told him to go off of the vegetables, etc. He went to strict carnivore, and he cured it, okay? One thing they found, too, that which I thought was really interesting, when they've had people that have ostomy bags, you never find a piece of undigested meat in the ostomy bag. But you would find a lot of undigested vegetarian fare in there. But never, never, never do you find undigested meat. So that protein, contrary to what people want to think, absolutely gets digested in our system. That's what we're built for. Okay? So very interesting. So, you know, I spend a lot of time in watching these videos of people that have gone carnivore, that were vegans, were vegetarians, and how ill they had become and how it turned them around. And listen to the newest one I was listening to was about oxalates, which I didn't have any idea about. Now, I know that when I was doing the vegetarian thing, one thing I loved to have was the dried tomato. I ate those and I would get all this inflammation and pain. Since I've been doing this carnivore now, my pain is gone, okay? And things are definitely rectifying. Even like I said, the brain fog that I was having and just feeling so ungrounded. And so since I stopped doing those veg salads I was doing every day, oh my God, things are turning around like crazy. So that's why I want to pass this on. What you do is up to you. I'm not going to browbeat you forever about going carnivore. But I say maybe, spend some time and check it out. There's one girl on there, you watch Dr. Chaffee. He's really good, Dr. Chaffee, very knowledgeable. Or Steak and Butter Girl. Yeah, Steak and Butter. This girl's crazy. She'll take a whole stick of butter and just eat it like candy, But you see where she started. She had this horrible acne and stuff when she started. She's got the most beautiful skin now that you'd ever see. And really, these people talk about they had very, very serious illnesses that cleared up when they went carnivore. Now, like I said, I'm still working on it. I am still having the sourdough wassa crackers at the moment, and I'm still having coffee. but I've gone reduced way down. I'm not having any sugar at all. I'm not craving the sweets like I was craving. So it is getting better. I'm down to, in my coffee now, a half a teaspoon of, what is it called, Tarini or Torilo, the sweetener, starts with a T. Torani, I think it's called, sweetener. Now, what they recommended, there's like 2 tablespoons. I use a half a teaspoon now in my coffee as a sweetener, and then a half a teaspoon of the monk fruit, but it's got the chicory in it. So if I'm using just the straight monk fruit, I use 1/16 of a teaspoon. A 16th. I mean, it's like a pinch, and that's all you need in there. So I am reducing even that, and hopefully I'll be able to reduce it where I don't need to put any kind of a sweetener in there. Now, I know really strict carnivores, they don't do coffee at all. They don't do tea, they don't do coffee, but, you know, I like my coffee. So, you know, I'm not strict carnivore. I do make some concessions. I do have my coffee, and I am having the Wassa cracker because I can load that up with a tablespoon of butter. I put butter in my coffee. I put big things of butter on the Wassa crackers to get a stick of butter down a day. And I've noticed that it really is helping things rapidly. Now, I've had difficulty having rendered fats when you're cooking it, but I can have the butter. Don't ask me why, but that's the way it's working now. Hopefully that rectifies. Now, yesterday I was able to have the liver cooked in bacon grease, and I was okay with it. I didn't feel nauseous, so maybe those things are starting to rectify for me. But in the beginning, I got very nauseous. I couldn't have it, okay? But that is rectifying, and I'm, like I said, feeling better every day. You know, now I'm dealing with this, but this is a technical issue. It's not that I feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. It's a technical issue of, you know, that's just going to take time to repair. That's all. But as far as health-wise, I have to say, since I let go of the veggies, now I was really enjoying having my cucumber and tomato, you know, that vegetarian thing I was making daily, and had really good olive oil on it, etc. And it tasted so good, but it was not doing good things for my body. I was getting more and more where I couldn't recall words. And it's gotten, again, I'm already seeing improvement in that. So, you know, the proof is in the pudding, as they say. So we'll see. I'll let you know how my labs are doing. Again, if you're doing carnivore, you have to do, it's supposed to be like 20% protein, 80% of your energy and things come from the fat. So very high fat, a little lower protein, and that's what I wasn't doing last time. I was doing more protein, and so that was more elevating my blood sugar. I wasn't losing weight. I was gaining weight because I didn't have enough fat in the diet. I mean, when they say you need to have a lot of fat, they mean you need to have a lot of fat. And, and a lot of salt. a lot of salt, so it's really, you hear this at first and you're mind blown. You're going, oh my God, and somebody will say you're going to have a heart attack. Well, actually, no, my labs have gotten much better since I've started this. My doctor, when I went and I had the labs for the surgery, couldn't believe it. He was so surprised. He goes, oh my God, your labs are great. And this is just a very short time of being on it, and I was not really strict on the carnivore. I was still having some other things, but it was enough already to turn my labs around significantly. So, if I find something, I'm going to share it. It's up to you what you do with it. If it doesn't suit you, okay, in one ear and out the other. Okay? I'm not on the bandwagon to say you've got to do this, But I say if you've got some serious illnesses, you might want to check into it and have some more education on it. And it can't hurt to check things out a little further and see. Now, I know I do have some people on my channel that are carnivores and can attest to the way that it's helped them, absolutely 100%. And you can see here that I'm really going gangbusters with getting better, okay? Like I said, I don't feel bad. The first day was rough, I have to say, because I do have arthritis in my neck. So the first day was really difficult. The second day was very painful as well, but it's gotten steadily. Every day I can see a massive jump in how it's getting better, okay, better and better. So I hope I didn't offend anybody with this reading. Again, if it's not something you want to hear, just on my channel, just turn it off. That's all. No harm, no foul. Not everything is going to be for every person. But hopefully, it's got the potential to help somebody out there, and that's what it's about. All of us trying to progress and get better as we go and share what we know, what we learn, things that can be a benefit. Now, the one I was just watching with Dr. Chaffee was a guy that was doing keto. But with the keto, he was doing a lot of veggies and stuff and had a little improvement, but then he was having some difficulties. Then he switched to carnivore, and it got so much better. And I know some of the most popular things, like spinach. I like spinach, I like Brussels sprouts, but they have really, really high oxalates and so many different toxins. Unbelievable. Oh my goodness. So I could see why this could cause problems, okay? But again, you hear that talk, plants are trying to kill you. Sounds a little radical, doesn't it? I agree. But it's supposed to sound radical. And then you listen to his talk on it and all the research on it, and it makes sense, So that's, again, why I wanted to do this reading. I wanted to see for myself just what Tarot was going to tell me on this subject. And I can't argue with what it was saying because it really backed up what he was saying. Imagine my surprise, okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave that here. Either embrace it or you can reject it, up to you. Of course, we all have free will to do whatever we're going to do, and whatever choice you make is right for you, okay? I'll just leave it there. But thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you online.